gather around the fire, roast your nuts, grab your gingerbread cookies. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every single week. I'm Bob.
I'm Ben.
Merry Christmas! Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, I guess.
God damn you. I came in with so much fucking energy, and you're over there just like, whoa, whoa.
Happy holidays. Anyways, I guess we're doing a holiday episode, so...
Yeah, it's fucking Christmas time, Ben. Are you not excited about Christmas? Are you not in the Christmas spirit, Ben?
Not really.
Okay.
It's a whatever holiday.
God damn it. What do you have against Christmas?
Nothing. I work.
Me too.
I guess I hang out with family at some point.
You don't, have any, things you enjoy doing around Christmas time?
Not particularly.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess this would be a really boring episode. 'Cause
Yeah.
Ben's not fucking excited for Christmas.
I'm just not excited for this movie either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's crazy.
So
This is only our second one.
I know.
So,
I chose a good
maybe
movie
you
last
should
year,
hold down the hype a little.
and I was like, wow, you know what? I feel like I have to choose this next movie, but I don't want to. 'Cause it's not very good.
That's fine. It cannot. We watched, Ben. I think we probably bottomed out at Thanksgiving this year. Is this just going to be the year of shitty holiday movies? Is that what's happening? I guess technically not the year, because we watched a bunch of holiday
No, we
movies
watched some
earlier.
good holiday movies.
Yeah, like Jaws.
Yeah.
and what's the other ones?
Anyways.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah.
What horrible, terrible movie are we watching today?
It's not like horrible or terrible.
Well, that's the way you're acting.
It's not Thanksgiving, you know?
I hope not. That wouldn't be.
I'm
that
just
wouldn't fit
not-
the theme, Ben.
Super excited for it, right? Because I've seen it a couple times,
Oh my god.
and it's not great.
Then why are we watching
It's not
it?
bad, because it's famous.
Okay.
We're watching Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Okay. Is that clip you showed me from the second one or this one?
That's from the second one.
Damn it.
He's referring to the Garbage Day clip. See, that's the thing. The first one was actually trying to be a decent slasher film. I think the second, through whatever, gave up.
Yeah.
So there's more memeable moments in later films
Okay.
than this one. But yeah, this is the original Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984.
Okay.
Description: Here comes Santa Claus.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh.
It's an hour and 19 minutes long.
Oh man, that's really short.
It's rated R.
Thank God.
It has a 5.8 on IMDb,
That's pretty good.
a 46 on Tomato Meter,
Meh.
and an audience score of 40%.
That's really not as bad as you make it seem.
No, it's not a horrible movie. I'm not trying to make it seem horrible. I'm just not excited to watch it again.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Your excitement level's killing me because I'm trying to stay up here
I know.
because it's the holiday season and I'm trying to be a happy little elf.
That's an interesting way to describe yourself.
Wow.
It doesn't have any wins or nominations.
Surprising.
But notable actors, there's Lillian Chauvin as Mother Superior. She played Irene Edwards in Predator 2.
Oh.
Gilmer McCormick as Sister Margaret. She played Glimmer in Godspell. Tony Nero as Pamela. She played Putita in Commando Squad. Robert Brian Wilson as Billy, age 18. He played Channing Capwell Jr. from Santa Barbara. He was on 14 episodes between 1984 and 91. Britt Leach as Mr. Sims. Played Reg in The Great Outdoors. Linnea Quigley as Denise. There's at least one person.
Hell yeah.
She was Trash in The Return of the Living Dead. Leo Getter as Tommy. He played Barry Sims in Halloween 6. Little taste.
We haven't seen that one.
Little taste of the future.
We haven't seen that one, and I'm not excited about it.
Will Hare as Grandpa. He played Pa Peabody in Back to the Future. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
The old
I had to think about it.
the old man who sees the Space
Yep.
Invaders.
I had to think about it for a second.
Tara Buckman as Ellie the Mother. She was Jill in the Cannonball Run. If you're familiar with that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a racing movie.
Okay.
The only like potential claim to fame it could have on this show is Joe Bob Briggs
Yeah.
from The Last Drive-In
Mm-hmm.
with Joe Bob Briggs. He does a presentation talk thing on Rednecks in Hollywood,
Oh, cool.
and he has a whole segment on like the Cannonball Run and everything.
That's pretty dope.
Charles Deerkop as Killer Santa.
That's what this movie is.
Yes.
That's awesome.
He played Floyd the bodyguard in The Sting. Max Robinson as Officer Barnes. He played Dr. Max Hart in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
I'm assuming I don't know which cop that is. Off the top of my head.
You haven't seen this movie yet.
Halloween 5?
No, he was Dr. Max Hart in Halloween 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, doctor. I thought you said. I'm still.
He's
I'm
Officer Barnes in this movie.
Deaf. Yeah, I'm deaf. Don't worry about it. trying to remember who that is in that movie.
John Bishop as Bob the older boy sledding. He was Elvis in Footloose.
I've never seen Footloose.
Well,
Isn't that Kevin Bacon?
yes.
Hmm.
Oscar Rowland as Dr. Conway. He was Mr. Walsh in Footloose. There's
Yeah.
2 Footloose actors. And then finally, and this is uncredited, so I can't be like 100% sure, but Don Shanks as Santa climbing into window.
That name is really familiar. Should I know that name?
I mean, not necessarily.
Okay.
But he did do Michael Myers and the Man in Black in Halloween 5. The
That
Revenge
might
of
be
Michael
why I know that
Myers.
name.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be it.
I fucking. Ugh. Ugh.
Director was Charles E. Sellier Jr. He also directed The Annihilators, 1985. The writer is Paul Cammey. He has a story by credit, and then the actual written by credit goes to Michael Hickey. And then neither of them wrote anything else, although they do have like character by credits
Mm-hmm.
on like later films.
Okay.
Budget's estimated at $1.06 million.
That's way more money than I expected.
And a box office turnout of 2.5 million,
Okay.
aroundabouts.
So it made about double its money, which is probably why it got a bunch of sequels.
Yeah. Country of origin, United States. Working title was Sleigh Ride.
Oh no, that's a good title. I like that one.
Well, it's not the real title.
No, I know. I like the actual title too, but that is also a good title for like a horror Christmas slasher.
Yeah. Tagline: You made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas.
No, see, that's all. Ben, the more we talk about this movie, the more excited I get. And you're so down here, and I'm so up here. I need you to meet me halfway. Get
It's just-
excited.
It's nothing special. This movie's famous, and I'll give it that. And it's not bad, but it's nothing special.
I'm excited.
Now, it is a cult movie, though. I'll put that out there. There's a reason this is really famous. And in fact, it definitely probably popularized the idea of a killer Santa, even though at this point it had been done before
Oh, really?
a couple times. Yeah. And really, the reason it's so famous is that it started a controversy, like when it came out.
Oh.
There was a big public outcry about, like, a killer Santa and how that was destroying public morals.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Blah, 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 blah. Which, I mean, it's the classic thing of all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Because it was so, like, hated by a bunch of parents.
Mm-hmm.
It got took out of theaters after a week.
Oh my God.
Now, it was limited release, but still. However, in that week, it made $2.5 million because everyone was like, oh, I want to see this movie that's super bad. And then it just kind of stayed around in the cultural consciousness. Because it, it wasn't anything new or, like, super impressive, but it was like, it's nasty.
I just kind of assumed that this was the first film to do something like this because it's
No.
from like '84. That's pretty early.
It's the most famous out of, like, the early films to do something like this, but
Mm-hmm.
nope.
Huh.
Anyways, this film spawned a series. It consists of 4 sequels, of which the last 2, so Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 and Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, are unrelated. And then there is also a loosely related remake from 2012.
Oh, cool.
6 movies in total.
Okay.
Bob can't math really good, and he's trying to think this through really quick, and I can watch him do it.
No, because you said that there were four sequels.
Right.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, 4 and 5?
1 plus 4, Bob, is what number?
Oh, that's how you did that math.
and then 1 remake.
Yep.
So there's 6.
That makes more sense. I was
Yeah.
like, that doesn't make any sense in my noggin. 'Cause
Like I said, not great at math.
Well, it's the way you worded it, Ben.
Nope, that was.
I may not be good at math, but at least I have some goddamn Christmas spirit.
Sorry, I don't have Christmas spirit, Bob.
Man.
All right, well, we're gonna go to the movie now.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be
Well,
back in a bit.
See you guys in a minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We just finished watching Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, and it's silent, and then it's deadly.
Yeah? Kind of like something else.
Me, I'm
Yeah.
a ninja. I'm
Wow.
stealthy.
Oh, not where I was going, but okay, sure.
Do you have any thoughts on it, Bob? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I was about to get into it.
Did you hate it?
I
Well, you just have to give me your yes or no, and then I'll describe the film, and then you can start.
I like
bitching.
this movie,
Yeah, I know you do.
and
I thought you would.
it makes me upset that you were like, oh, it's not great.
It's fine. I don't hate it, and I don't think it's bad. I think it's just okay.
I think it's better than okay.
That's an opinion.
Okay, we'll get into it. Just yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna get into the description, and then we'll actually have some stuff to talk about here. But it's a pretty complex, simple premise, complex execution. Basically, there's a killer Santa. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a very, very simple premise, but
getting to the killer Santa is
convoluted.
convoluted and kind of awesome.
It's so convoluted. It takes us legitimately 50 minutes.
But that's awesome,
Yeah.
bro.
Okay. So we're actually going to talk about it because Bob's going to bitch here, and then I'm going to explain my viewpoint. So spoilers ahead. I don't think we're going to do a spoiler section, but
No,
we are going to be pretty heavy on spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, take it away.
The cold open is, first of all, do you agree with me? The cold open's the best part of this film, or one of the best parts.
Yeah.
I love the cold open of this movie.
So the cold open is the main character, William.
Yeah.
Billy. Second year in a row.
Yeah, 2 years in a row with Billy.
But it's Billy's parents getting murdered. And to be honest, yeah, it's one of the coolest, hardest parts of the movie
Yeah. No, it's
to
awesome.
watch because it's just unpleasant.
It's unpleasant, but in like the best horror movie way possible.
Yeah, it just feels very real.
Mhm.
But the long and short of it is Billy gets traumatized by his grandpa,
Well, yeah.
and on the drive home from the mental facility where his grandpa lives, they stop in the middle of the road because there's like a Santa pulled over there,
Mm-hmm.
and the Santa murders his parents.
Yep.
It's unpleasant. It traumatizes Billy about Santa for the rest of his life.
Yes.
But yeah, it's one of the better parts of the film. Just
I
because
like
it's, I don't know, the early parts of this film feel really gritty and real,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think it really hits.
I'll be honest. I haven't seen this movie before. You have. The fact that first of all, the cold open is hella long. It's like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
When you finally get to the like time skip, you're not expecting it. Like I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh my god, we're going forward in time. Like I thought the whole movie was gonna be Billy as a child and his parents.
he's 5.
But when they get murdered, then it just moves on.
Yeah, we go forward 3 years, and then it does a weird thing because it then skips forward 10 years
Yeah.
when Billy's 18. Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
But
there.
I'm just saying, like, I like it. Like, I think it's a really, I don't know. I guess it's different because most cold opens you get what, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of early background stuff, and to be honest, for me, that's my favorite part of this film. So as we said, the build up to the Killer Santa is about 50 minutes or
Mhm.
so, and I'm just gonna straight out say this: the Killer Santa in this movie is Billy.
Yeah.
By the way, he dresses up as Santa and he starts killing people, but we don't get there until the film is almost over, like last 30 minutes,
Mhm.
because this film is only like an hour 20, and those 50 minutes are interesting because it's a character piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a very, very interesting character piece because it does a good job of showing someone who's traumatized
Yeah.
and how they get to this point of normal child to having a psychotic break and just
Oh.
murdering people.
The scene where Billy like has a full on psychotic break and becomes a murderous Santa is so cool.
Yeah, and I to be honest, I think all of that's really, really great. However, it's almost too good to be in this film with this concept. I mean, you come in for a killer Santa Claus, and the first 50 minutes of this film are just about trauma in a very realistic way. And it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't fit entirely.
Really?
Like, it works well,
Yeah.
but it's also like, who cares?
What do you mean?
Give me
Who
Killer
cares?
Santa.
No, see, that's what I love about this movie. Is the first 50 minutes is not a Killer Santa movie, and the back half is a Killer Santa movie, but you get all of this like nuanced character stuff to make the Killer Santa make sense, and it's not just some dumb, goofy holiday movie.
I know, but it is a dumb, goofy holiday movie.
But it is at the same time, and that's what I love.
It's not, because the first 50 minutes are an actual exploration of drama. But yeah, I do think the first 50 minutes are pretty solid. And then after that, it's the actual Killer Santa part. And Bob was driving on it,
Yeah,
but it's fine.
I loved it. I thought it was so fun.
First of all, I need to say, the version we watched is supposedly the R-rated version. There might be an unrated version floating around that you can watch somewhere. But the version we had a bunch of like deleted scenes put back in.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say right now, first of all, you can tell they're deleted scenes because they don't
Yeah.
look good.
They're not like made to be the same quality as the rest of the film.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot, and they seem pretty integral.
Like, there's a lot of missing footage if you watch the film without those scenes, which is super weird to think about. I was trying to do the logistics in my mind as we watched the movie, and I was like, oh my God, there's nothing shown. But
Yeah.
what I want to bring up here is the fact that there's some interesting kills in this movie,
Mhm.
but they're not anything unique, really. We've really seen all the kills before. Someone gets shot with an arrow. We've seen that. We've definitely seen it done a little bit better. A la Sleepaway Camp.
Okay. There's that one. I was
Yeah.
gonna say Friday the
There's
13th.
one where someone gets impaled on some antlers,
That one was awesome.
which is rad, but we've seen that before.
I'm sure. we
Friday the
have.
13th.
Was that also Friday?
Yeah.
Mm.
That is a much more intense version of that scene. Although I do love seeing Linnea Quigley get impaled by stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And that's kind of my other issue with this film is like, look, I like the trauma half in the first part of this film, right? Where it's this focus on the character of Billy and his weird trauma regarding a holiday and stuff.
Regarding a holiday and also Christianity,
Yeah. But Catholicism specifically.
Catholicism, which we'll get into.
And I think that's all really unique and cool, but it sets a tone for a very serious movie. And then the back half of this film is a very bog standard slasher. And first of all, it's a tonal difference there. But the back half is like not as intense as I want it to be to fit the first half of the film, nor is it like as goofy as I'd want it to be for a Santa Claus themed horror film. It's weird.
I don't know. I guess I'm okay with it not being just like a goofy Santa killer movie.
No, I am too, but the film feels like it tried to do both, but instead of ending up as like 50-50, it ended up as like 80-20, but not in a way that I necessarily think is perfect.
I mean, it's not perfect, but I'll be honest, and maybe this is like, might be a hot take. I think I prefer this movie to Black Christmas specifically. Before you start, look, I can see it in his eyes. He's about to get angry.
Not angry. I'm just like, wow, let's end this episode now. I'm disappointed in Bob.
Because this movie is much more Christmas forward, and it's much more of a Christmas horror movie. Black Christmas is a Christmas horror movie, but it's not like overt as much.
I mean, this one's more gimmicky.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point.
And I think, not to say that, like, it's a good thing to have gimmicky horror movies or anything, but, like, it carries the film a little bit for me. Like, I think I had a good time just because it was Christmas and Santa.
I guess.
And, like, it was fun.
And I think this is where we're in this weird point of, I've seen this movie before. And look, it's a fine movie, but you watch it a couple times and it's like any film.
Yeah, and I kind of get that.
And you're right. I think you can see that where it's like
I can see it.
There's nothing in here that's like necessarily ludicrous enough to be like really, really funny
Yeah.
on rewatch.
Well, there's one thing that I think hits every time, and I don't get why you didn't laugh.
yeah, there's some stuff, but again, it's that balance of it's almost too serious at the beginning, but not ludicrous enough at the end, which again, it works, but not as well as I'd want it to. But I think my big thing here is this film was so controversial that like Halloween themed slasher stuff really took off. There is now a metric shit ton of like Santa Claus and just random like goofy holiday themed horror movies.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen a bunch of them.
Mhm.
And on the scale of like Christmas holiday horror films, this one is not it's decent, but it doesn't stand out. That's why I
Interesting.
wasn't excited to watch it this year. I was like, this is by far probably the most famous of the like Santa Claus killer films.
Yeah.
In part because of the garbage day meme from Silent Night Deadly Night 2. But for how well done the first half of this movie is, there's nothing with like staying power that makes me go, I want to watch this film again. Especially when there's so many other offers from Killer
Yeah.
Santa Claus. I can list a couple where Santa Claus runs around with a flamethrower lighting people on fire.
Okay, that sounds
Like-
awesome.
I know. It's this thing of it's a ludicrous concept, and while they kind of tried to take it seriously, they didn't have enough of that oomph that Killer Santa deserves. And it's why I'm so mad about it. Because, like, yeah, the first time you watch this film, if you've never seen anything like it, it's really wild. It's a lot of fun. Bob loved it.
I had a good time.
But once you already have that, like, exposure done, it's always like, oh, it's fine. Kind of like when we first started watching horror movies and you were really scared of everything.
Yeah.
And now you're just kind of like,
Most stuff doesn't get me anymore.
I know.
Some stuff still gets me.
Same thing. There is much more ludicrous Christmas movies. Which is why I was kind of sad to have it this year. I was like, we need to get it out of the way.
Yeah, we have to watch it.
Because
at some
this
point.
one's iconic.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun when we watch like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 and stuff, because it gets ludicrous fast, and that's what you want. But there is much more ludicrous I keep wanting to say holiday, but then my brain goes Halloween.
Yeah.
The much more ludicrous Christmas movies. I mean, what? Jack Frost?
Oh,
Killer Snowman?
there's a specific thing about Jack Frost that I'm not
Yep.
excited about,
Me too.
and I don't want to watch that movie.
Then Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yep. But like Jack Frost,
There's the Grinch movie, which we
the
haven't watched
Grinch
yet.
movie. There was that one that just came out recently. That's a play on.
What is it? Oh my God.
It's a play on It's a Wonderful Life. But so it's a
It's a
wonderful,
Wonderful
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has oh my God, we just watched him on the podcast. He was in Jeepers Creepers.
I don't know off the top of my head, but like I wanted to watch that movie this year, but I was like, let's watch this one.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe we should cover some older stuff before we watch the new stuff, because I feel like there's probably references
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah,
But do you get where I'm kind of at with this film?
I guess I get where you're coming from, but I'm still on the hype of seeing it for the first time.
Fair enough, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and that's one of the things I knew coming into this film, where I was like, even though it's not my favorite Christmas film ever, it's fun.
Like, this
enough.
movie really put me in the Christmas spirit, Ben. Like, I haven't been feeling it all December, and I came and was like, oh, we got to record the Christmas episode. I got to get hype. And this movie did it. Like, it's so fun. And I guess another thing where I'm coming from is, like, I didn't expect it to be like this at all. Like, I kind of came in with Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 skewing my view of what this movie was going to be. And when it wasn't just, like, ridiculous, goofy Santa Claus killer, I kind of had a blast.
Yeah, this film's supposed to be serious, so all the goofiness is accidental.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most goofy scene in this film is definitely the sequence where they're trying to show that Billy, as an 18-year-old, is like this all-American lad. And so they have like a montage of him like picking up boxes and stuff.
And, like, being a good person.
the background music.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. No,
it's
it's
just
weird.
not the most insane Christmas movie you'll ever see.
No.
Definitely
but
worth a watch.
I don't know how much. Oh. Well, okay, I'll finish what I'm saying, then I'll move on to this thing. I don't know how much making the end of this film more ludicrous and insane would really help. I think it would take away.
No, that's not necessarily what I want or what I'm trying to say. I guess the first half of this film is very, very like realistic and dark, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like it loses that tone. Like it's kind of dark at the end still. I mean,
Yeah.
Killer Santa, but it's there's like an escalation in how dark this film gets
Mhm.
for the first like 40 minutes. And it feels like that peters off towards the end.
Yeah. Well, I
And
think
I just wanted it to stay on that track, and it didn't.
I think it's because Billy loses all characterization once he has his break.
I know, but you
Because
can
he just becomes a slasher villain.
you can still have it be pretty dark. There's another Santa Claus movie from around the same time period that does, I think, that concept much better, where it starts dark and it gets so much darker by the end, even though it's a killer Santa Claus movie. It's still very serious like this one. And that's kind of what I wanted this film to be, I guess. Because,
Yeah.
again, it feels like a weird tonal thing. Because it's like they lean fully into Killer Santa, and it's like, I don't know if that was the right decision for how you started it. Because you spent 50 minutes doing...
We've been talking
Build
about
up.
the end of this film a lot.
Yeah.
And how we think the film really peters out at the end. While we were watching it, in my brain I went, so this film's kind of divided into like 3 different parts.
You mean the 3 different time skips?
Not really,
Oh.
actually. There's like the beginning with Billy.
Before his parents die.
Well, Billy, I would say the first part is Billy up until he turns 18.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first part. The second part is Billy working in the department store. And then
Iris.
the third part is the rest of the film, like
Okay.
the back half. Honestly, cut the last third. Have the movie end with that like montage of all the screams and stuff at the end of the department store.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's like in my head I went, oh, the movie's about to end.
do you get what I'm kind of saying, though?
Like
There's-
that is such a dark, morbid, awesome ending in my opinion.
Right. And then it gets kind of goofy after that, right?
A little bit.
There's some fun kills there, but
Oh yeah, no, there are cool kills.
it feels like it should have kept that trend.
Mhm. And I think that's because once we leave the department store and Billy kind of goes off and does his own thing, it no longer feels like a personal thing. Like the kills in the department store and around it are personal because they're people that Billy knows and people that he interacts with. But after he leaves, he just kind of kills random people
That he sees.
that he sees for no reason other than he's crazy, which makes it lose its oomph. Like you don't get the same like I killed you
Impact.
because I think you're naughty vibe that you get from the rest of them.
We do get to hear him say naughty.
He says naughty a
Which
lot.
I
Or
love.
punish. He just mumbles those.
Naughty.
But that's because he has previously endowed Catholic trauma. Which is
Mother
a whole
Superior was not nice to
Nother... Mother
him.
Superior was a bitch.
Don't say that.
No, she was.
She wasn't nice.
She wasn't nice. I guess my point is, I get where you're coming from, and I understand all your complaints. But having watched it for the first time, I don't have the same problems. I
No,
guess.
yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's just one of those things where I'm not sure what the staying power is. But if you've never seen anything like it, of
Watch
course
it.
it's unique, and definitely watch it. Honestly, though, I don't really have much more to say.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about it. We haven't really covered it, but like the practical effects are okay.
Yeah,
What we do get to see is cool.
It's-
There's some pretty decent stuff.
it's that issue of, hey, there's not a lot of them because
Mhm.
of budget stuff. But more importantly, stuff got cut,
Mm-hmm.
and so the best practical effects are in like poor footage scenes.
Yeah.
And yeah, first of all, we had to rent this in SD because we couldn't find it in HD.
That's weird.
I'm sure it's available somewhere. We just didn't get it in HD.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's poor quality footage in SD.
Mm-hmm.
And so the practicals, from what I can tell, look good, but they're still hard to see,
Mm-hmm.
which is an issue. But yeah, they look pretty decent. The sequence where, Linnea Quigley gets stabbed on something.
No, that looks really
Which-
good.
I want to say it's very interesting to see her like as a normal person in a film.
Yeah, and not just like a freakazoid.
I know, it's great. But when she gets stabbed through, like we see the horns come out her front
Mhm.
and like the flesh kind of bends and stuff.
Yeah, no, it
It looks
looks
good,
good.
but it's just hard to see. Same thing, there's a decapitation at one point. And Bob
Yeah.
was watching it, he was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I do think that is probably the most unique kill for this movie.
It's because
There's some sledding involved. Well,
there's sledding involved, but like that's like the most
thematic.
thematic Christmas
Yeah.
time kill, which is awesome. And I kind of wanted the only other one I can think of is like the guy who gets choked by the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's also Christmas timey.
But again, can't really see it.
Yeah.
You just want recommendations?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else I want to talk about.
All right, well, go ahead.
I feel like if you want a Christmas slasher, this is fun. I like this movie. I think it's, I think it's passable.
Yeah.
Especially if you want killer Santa Claus specifically, because that's kind of like the big thing is Santa. There's some really, really funny Santa bits. yeah, I don't really like. That's kind of my only recommendation for this film is like Christmas Santa slasher because that's really all it is. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, same boat. If you want a Santa like horror film this Christmas, this is one of the most famous. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch, especially if you haven't seen anything like it before. I think if you're looking for something that's fun, this might not necessarily be the best Christmas film because it's not like ha 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 fun, but it's something.
Okay.
No.
Oh, all right. I guess I won't.
I'm prefacing. All right, go ahead.
I really enjoy this film, but after hearing Ben's complaints and taking into consideration rewatch value and everything else, I get where Ben's coming from. But I will say, I think it does better than I expected in terms of Christmas Santa slasher film.
Oh yeah, you don't expect it to be serious at all.
I think it goes above my standards of what I came in with, right? I think it's above ground level for me. But I don't know how great it like I had a good time. I had fun for watching it the first time, but it doesn't have a ton of rewatch value because I think once you watch it after the first time, you lose a lot of the impact of the front half because it's not fresh, it's not new, and then when you get to the back half, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of boring because you're just waiting on Santa to kill people and he doesn't do a ton of that.
He only kills 7 people in the whole
Yeah,
movie.
in the whole movie, which is that's a really low body count slasher. So, I guess what I'm getting at is while I enjoy this movie, I don't know how high I can rate it.
No, wait, he kills 8 people.
Does he? Is
Yeah.
it 8? Oh, you're right. I forgot about that guy. 3.5.
Okay.
I think that's a fair rating, even though I kind of want to give it a 4, but I know there are probably better Christmas movie slasher films that we're going to watch where I don't want to skew my scale too high.
Yeah.
But I do like this movie. I
mean,
think it's really good.
We skewed it very high with that first one.
That's true. We watched probably the best Christmas slasher to exist.
We started strong.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a 3 because,
Fair.
like I've been saying the whole time, I don't think it's a bad movie. I mean, it's cheesy and, like, it's not the best thing ever, but it's a completely passable, like, Santa Christmas horror film. You know, I don't necessarily have any big complaints about it, which is why it's so weird to talk about. It's just kind of old hat for me at this point, but it's what's on the tin, you know?
Yeah. You get what you came for
Yeah.
with a little bit extra.
Trauma.
Trauma, which is a
Ugh.
whole other thing.
All right, on that note, though, we're going to go to the outtakes,
Yeah.
then we'll be back.
We'll see you guys in a minute.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Silent Night, Deadly Night so far. I like this film. I think it's a fucking blast. But without further ado, let's get in to the outtakes. This first clip is me putting my foot down and deciding that Ben being a Debbie Downer wasn't going to ruin this movie for me.
No, Ben, I don't care what you say. I love this movie.
This next clip is us discussing Santa doing something a little naughty.
Oh my god. He like robbed him for like 20. You just killed someone for over $31?
Yes.
That is ludicrous. What a ridiculous reason to kill someone.
Well, he didn't know it was $31 when he killed him.
Well, you didn't have to kill him. You could have just beat him up.
He saw his face. When he goes to, like, the police sketch artist, he'll be like, he had a white beard, a red coat on, and a hat.
Yeah. You're right, Ben. I'm sorry.
Then what'll he do? Get caught?
Yeah.
This next clip is our reaction to Billy being exposed to one of his greatest fears again.
I wouldn't be surprised if he like bit him. Nice. Yeah, he did. Not that Santa deserved it, but that was to be expected.
This next clip is Ben and I giving Billy a diagnosis and me being really, really stupid.
And he can't stop it because he has really bad trauma.
I think it's called PTSD.
Post Santa stress disorder?
Post-traumatic.
Sorry, post Santa traumatic disorder?
No.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic.
Post traumatic Santa disorder.
There you go. Took you a while.
That's a great name for the episode. What? Don't shake your head. That's funny.
I'm more concerned by how long it took you to
I'm
spell.
not good at spelling.
This next clip is my reaction to watching Linnea Quigley get antlered. Yo!
No way. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Ah! Holy shit, Ben.
This next clip is my reaction to something ludicrous about this film and Ben being a shithead.
Oh. Out the window. Oh. Holy shit. Did you see how big that shard of glass in him was?
It was moderately sized.
What? That was huge.
Moderately sized.
That was fucking like gargantuan,
Fairly
Ben.
large. Moderately sized.
This next clip is exclusively for the Phineas and Ferb fan.
It's the second Santa these children have seen shot today.
Yeah, you know, if I had a nickel for every time I watched Santa Claus be shot in the back,
I have 2 nickels.
which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outtakes.
Do we have any announcements, Ben?
No. So check out our usual episodes on Friday.
Yeah.
You can watch them wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, some other places on the web. We're also on YouTube, which, while not the most convenient to watch like podcasts on, it's kind of nice for us because we can see your support there with likes, subscriptions, stuff like that. There's also some helpful tools on YouTube. There's a search button, which, you know, you can search if we've covered a movie you might want to see on this podcast.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of movies.
Yep. There's also a bell button which will notify you whenever we post a new episode of the podcast, in case you don't have stuff like that set up on like Spotify or anything, which is really nice because sometimes we surprise you with holiday movies
Yes.
that we forget to mention. YouTube's also one of the 2 major places you can communicate with us at. You can do that in the comment section of a specific video, or you can go over to Twitter at Beware the Board. Go talk to Bob. Ask him if he's done anything bad this year. If he's been naughty.
Ugh.
If he needs punishment.
Ugh. I don't like you just calling me naughty like that. Like Ben said, check us out on Twitter at Beware the Board. It's where I post updates about the show, information about the show. Basically, if there's anything you want to know about the show, it goes on our Twitter. On Monday, I post a spoiler post for that Friday's episode, which is basically a hidden movie cover that you can reveal so you can watch the movie before we do. So when you listen to the episodes, you don't get any spoilers, and we're being vague about stuff. You kind of know what we're talking about. Then on Fridays, or whatever day the episode goes live, I always post a link to the episode with maybe a meme. So if you ever missed an upload or want to know when something went up, there's always a link on our Twitter. Last thing, check us out at Beware the Board on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. We do short form content for the show, so if you like the show or know the short form content, check us out there at Beware the Board on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. Ben, I think that's it.
Okay. Happy holidays, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.